Sofia Petrov had been cleaning the 12th floor of the Grand Palace Hotel for 2 years. Quiet, hard-working, an immigrant woman nobody paid attention to, until she was cleaning Mafia leader Vincent Rosetti's room and saw the assassination plans on his desk. That's when she touched her earpiece and whispered a code name that would turn the entire hotel upside down. Which city in the world are you watching this video from today? If you liked this story about those who serve in silence, please subscribe and support us for more stories. The Grand Palace Hotel stood as a monument to luxury and discretion in the heart of Manhattan, its 42 floors housing some of the world's most influential business leaders, celebrities, and political figures who required accommodations that combined opulence with absolute privacy. The hotel's reputation for maintaining confidentiality and providing unparalleled service had made it the preferred destination for individuals whose security and anonymity were matters of life and death. The Grand Palace's clientele included heads of state, Fortune 500 executives, international diplomats, and other high-profile individuals who often faced threats that required sophisticated protection measures beyond what standard hotel security could provide. The establishment's ability to accommodate such demanding security requirements had made it legendary among those who needed luxury accommodations without compromising their safety. Among the hundreds of staff working across the luxury hotel's many floors and departments was 32-year-old Sofia Petrov, who had been working as a housekeeper for the past 2 years. To guests and other staff members who met her during their daily tours, Sofia looked exactly as she was described in her personnel file, a hard-working immigrant from Eastern Europe who had found a stable job in the hospitality industry. Sofia's background, according to hotel records, included previous experience in housekeeping and hotel maintenance in several European cities before immigrating to the United States. Her work ethic was exemplary, her English was fluent despite a slight accent, and her discretion with guest privacy had earned her assignment to the hotel's most exclusive floors where confidentiality was paramount. Her approach to housekeeping duties was methodical and thorough in ways that distinguished her from many of her colleagues in the hotel industry. While other staff members might complete their assigned rooms with routine efficiency, Sofia demonstrated attention to detail and situational awareness that suggested either exceptional dedication to her work or training that went beyond standard hospitality protocols. What none of Sofia's colleagues or the high-profile guests whose rooms she cleaned knew was that her employment at the Grand Palace Hotel was not a career opportunity for an immigrant seeking stable work, but rather a carefully orchestrated undercover assignment conducted by one of the world's most elite private security organizations. Sofia Petrov was not just a hotel housekeeper. She was Agent Sofia Petrov, a 12-year veteran of Blackwater International's Executive Protection Division, with extensive experience in close protection operations, threat assessment, and counter-assassination measures that had taken her to the most dangerous locations on Earth, where she had safeguarded the lives of individuals whose enemies had unlimited resources and sophisticated capabilities. Her military and security background included training with special forces units from multiple countries, specialized instruction in protective intelligence, and operational experience in Iraq, Afghanistan, Colombia, and other conflict zones where she had provided security for diplomats, executives, and government officials facing credible assassination threats from terrorist organizations, criminal cartels, and hostile intelligence services. The decision to place Sofia in an undercover assignment at the Grand Palace Hotel had been made by Blackwater's senior leadership in cooperation with federal law enforcement agencies, based on intelligence indicating that several high-value protection clients were facing coordinated threats from organized crime families who had demonstrated capability to conduct sophisticated assassination operations in urban environments. Sofia's mission was to serve as an early warning system for potential assassination attempts while maintaining her cover as hotel staff, ready to implement protective measures if situations arose that threatened the lives of individuals under Blackwater's protection. Her position as a housekeeping attendant provided perfect cover for her actual purpose, allowing her to monitor guest activities and identify threats while appearing to conduct routine cleaning duties. The sophisticated nature of Sofia's cover identity required her to actually perform housekeeping duties at a professional level, which meant she had undergone training in hotel operations, guest relations, and hospitality management to ensure that her cover would withstand scrutiny from hotel management and security personnel who were unaware of her true role. For 2 years, Sofia had successfully maintained her dual role without incident. She had identified several potential security threats, provided intelligence reports that had prevented at least 3 assassination attempts, and gathered information about criminal organizations that had enhanced Blackwater's ability to protect high-value clients from sophisticated threats. Sofia's daily routine at the Grand Palace provided ideal cover for her protective intelligence activities. The constant access to guest rooms and common areas gave her opportunities to monitor activities that might indicate assassination planning, while her position as hotel staff allowed her to observe interactions and communications that could reveal threats to protected individuals. The case that would ultimately expose Sofia's true identity began when Vincent Rosetti, a notorious organized crime leader with connections to several international criminal organizations, checked into the hotel's exclusive penthouse level under an assumed identity. Intelligence reports had indicated that Rosetti was planning significant criminal activities in New York, but the specific nature of his operations remained unclear. Rosetti's presence at the Grand Palace had triggered enhanced security protocols because several other guests currently staying at the hotel were known to be under active threat from organized crime families. The potential for Rosetti's activities to create danger for protected individuals made his visit a matter of immediate concern for Sofia's mission. Sofia had been assigned to clean the floor where Rosetti was staying, providing her with legitimate access to observe his activities and gather intelligence about his plans. Her cover as hotel staff allowed her to conduct surveillance without arousing suspicion, while her training in protective intelligence enabled her to identify patterns that might indicate assassination planning. For 3 days, Sofia had monitored Rosetti's activities through routine housekeeping duties that placed her in position to observe his meetings, communications, and daily patterns. Her intelligence gathering had revealed that Rosetti was conducting business meetings with individuals known to be associated with contract killing and assassination services. On the 4th day of Rosetti's stay, Sofia was conducting her routine cleaning of his suite when she discovered evidence that confirmed her worst fears about his activities. Hidden among documents on his desk were detailed photographs, floor plans, and surveillance reports that clearly indicated planning for an assassination operation targeting another guest currently staying at the hotel. The assassination materials were sophisticated and comprehensive, including detailed analysis of the target's security arrangements, daily patterns, and vulnerabilities that could be exploited for a successful attack. The quality of the intelligence and the thoroughness of the planning indicated professional assassins with significant resources and capabilities. More significantly, the timeline indicated that the assassination was planned to occur within the next 24 hours, during a public event that would provide cover for the attack while maximizing the symbolic impact of eliminating a high-profile target in one of New York's most prestigious locations. Sofia's analysis of the assassination materials revealed that the target was Dr. Elena Volkov, a Russian dissident and human rights activist who had been staying at the Grand Palace under Blackwater protection while testifying before the United Nations about organized crime connections to human trafficking operations. Dr. Volkov's testimony posed significant threats to criminal organizations with international operations. The realization that she had discovered an active assassination plot against a protected individual created an immediate operational crisis for Sofia. Standard hotel protocols required her to report suspicious activities to hotel management, but her protective intelligence training told her that immediate federal law enforcement response would be necessary to prevent an assassination that could occur at any moment. The decision to expose her undercover identity was made necessary by the imminent threat to Dr. Volkov's life. Sofia had spent 2 years building her cover at the Grand Palace, and revealing her true role would compromise not only her current assignment, but potentially other ongoing protective operations that depended on the secrecy of Blackwater's hotel surveillance capabilities. However, the sophistication of the assassination plot and the immediate danger to a protected individual justified compromising Sofia's cover to prevent a murder that would eliminate a crucial witness in international human rights proceedings and demonstrate criminal organizations' ability to eliminate their enemies even under professional protection. Sofia activated the emergency communication system that connected her directly to Blackwater's Tactical Operations Center, using protocols that would immediately summon federal agents and protective specialists to the hotel. Her communication had to balance the need for immediate response with the requirement to maintain operational security for other ongoing protective activities. touching her concealed earpiece and speaking in coded language that would identify the nature of the threat without alerting potential surveillance. Sofia transmitted the message that would transform the Grand Palace from a luxury hotel into the center of a federal counter-assassination operation. Shadow 5 monitoring, she whispered, using the operational call sign that identified her as a Blackwater protective intelligence operative with authority to request immediate federal response for threats to protected individuals. Package compromised. Request immediate extraction protocol. The response to Sofia's alert was swift and coordinated. Within minutes, federal agents and Blackwater protective specialists had arrived at the hotel and begun implementing security measures designed to neutralize the assassination threat while maintaining cover for ongoing operations. However, the obvious increase in security activity and the sudden presence of additional personnel began to raise questions among hotel staff and guests about how a routine luxury accommodation had become the focus of what appeared to be a major federal law enforcement operation. Sofia's transformation from housekeeping attendant to protective intelligence operative was necessarily dramatic as she began coordinating with federal agents and Blackwater personnel to implement countermeasures against the assassination plot. Her obvious expertise in security procedures and threat assessment confirmed her credentials to anyone who might have questioned her authority. The operation to protect Dr. Volkov and neutralize the assassination threat required Sofia to utilize her full range of protective intelligence capabilities while maintaining enough operational security to avoid compromising other Blackwater activities at the hotel. Her knowledge of the hotel's layout, guest patterns, and security vulnerabilities proved crucial for developing effective countermeasures. Working with federal agents and Blackwater tactical teams, Sofia implemented security procedures that utilized her understanding of close protection and the unique challenges of providing security in a luxury hotel environment. Her expertise in threat assessment provided strategies that were specifically adapted to countering assassination attempts in urban hospitality settings. The coordinated response successfully neutralized the assassination threat through a combination of enhanced protective measures for Dr. Volkov and tactical operations that resulted in the arrest of Rosetti and his associates before they could implement their attack plan. The operation demonstrated the effectiveness of embedding protective intelligence operatives in civilian locations where they could identify and counter threats. Sofia's 2 years of undercover work at the Grand Palace had successfully identified numerous potential threats and contributed to protective operations that had saved the lives of individuals whose testimony and activities posed threats to international criminal organizations. Her ability to maintain cover while gathering critical intelligence had proven the value of long-term surveillance in high-risk environments. The revelation of Sofia's true identity had immediate implications for hotel security policies and the protection of high-profile guests who required sophisticated security measures. Her success in preventing the assassination demonstrated new possibilities for enhancing protective services through strategic placement of qualified operatives in hospitality settings. For Sofia, the exposure of her cover identity marked the end of one of her most successful long-term assignments and the beginning of new responsibilities that would utilize her experience in both protective intelligence and hotel operations. Her success at the Grand Palace had proven that effective close protection could be enhanced through careful positioning of assets in strategic locations. The hotel staff and guests who had known Sofia as a dedicated housekeeper gained new understanding of the hidden layers of protection that safeguarded high-profile individuals and the commitment of security professionals who served without recognition in roles that concealed their true capabilities and expertise. Sofia's story became a case study within the private security industry about successful long-term undercover operations and the value of placing experienced protective agents in positions where they could monitor threats while maintaining cover identities that allowed them to gather intelligence without detection. Years later, after Sofia had moved on to other assignments that utilized her unique combination of protective experience and hospitality knowledge, the private security industry would implement new protocols based on lessons learned from the Grand Palace operation and the demonstrated effectiveness of embedded protective intelligence. Agent Sofia Petrov had proven that the most effective close protection often came from those who served without acknowledgement, maintaining civilian cover identities while quietly identifying threats and remaining ready to act when their protective training and operational experience were needed to save lives. The hotel housekeeper, who had seemed dedicated to guest service, had actually been one of Blackwater's most experienced protective intelligence operatives, demonstrating that effective security often depended on the willingness of elite professionals to serve in roles that concealed their expertise until circumstances demanded their true capabilities. Her successful prevention of the assassination plot had shown that threats to high-profile individuals could be identified and neutralized through the strategic positioning of qualified protective agents who could provide early warning and tactical response when standard security measures proved insufficient for protecting clients from sophisticated criminal organizations. Shadow 5 had answered the call when her expertise was needed, proving that protective legends were often hidden among hotel staff members, ready to reveal their true capabilities when clients' lives depended on training and experience that could counter threats beyond the scope of routine hospitality security measures.